The decision to resign from my fairly lucrative role as a bank manager after working in that space for and building a career for about 11 years. I would say it's one of the most difficult decisions I had to take in my life. And I want to share this experience with you. One of the things in life is when we go through such issues, it's good we share with others because it was a phase in my life and I really struggled. It was a difficult phase in my life, emotionally, psychologically, especially as a man, because now I had responsibilities, both extended and nuclear. I was married. I'm a family man. I have responsibility towards my household and responsibility towards my extended family. By the time had come for me to resign, and all I have known was the corporate space, salary, especially in the African context where all we know is salary work. Get a good job, go to school, get a good job, and secure the good job, stay in it to pension. If you want anything good, work hard and be promoted. That's the African way. And now I had decided that I was going to resign. I'm sharing this experience for your good. Experience number 1, do not expect people to support you, especially your loved ones. They will not support you. Nobody is going to support you in this decision. It is your decision. Nobody is going to support you. So if you are waiting for them to applaud you, encourage you, support you, it is not going to happen. They would resist that decision. They would oppose that decision. Some of them will be angry at you for that decision. And they are in that frame of mind and opposition to your decision because they care about you. Why? Because that is what they also know. The workforce, the salary system. Especially when you have risen to the rank like myself. If you are resigning just as an officer to go and start something, or to go and do your own thing now, it will be difficult. But much more rising from the branch of an officer, deputy branch manager, and then a manager with the potential of climbing up to become an area manager and other stuff. And you want to put that aside. Even for me, psychologically, I've gone through the degree system, the master system, and I'm going to throw all this academic experience to go and run my business. It changes the whole dynamics. So I'm here to tell you that it is unlike any other decision, especially if you're a man, whereby you have responsibilities. And I'm speaking to you from the African context. Nobody is going to support you. And it's not a decision that you should also take lightly. It's a decision that you should think about it carefully. Now, for me, let me share this experience with you. I had planned. I didn't just rise up and decide that I want to resign. No, I had planned because all along I was not seeing myself that by 40 years I should be in the corporate space. You are not free. Master, the best thing you can buy for yourself and do for yourself is freedom, earning your freedom. I did not see myself working in the corporate space up to 40 years. So right around 35 years, I spoke to my wife and told her, no, I want us to start a business. I began the preparation. The conditions were not right. We have gone through terrible challenges. We were broke. But yet still, I said, no, we will start this business. Then I started it on the sideline. How did I start it? I started it where I am with what I have. I didn't start with what I did not have. I didn't go and borrow money. I started with what I have, what I had in my hands, and where I was. That is how I started it. I didn't rent a shop. I started by purchasing a tricycle because I wanted to retail bread. I wanted something that could move on a daily basis. So I bought the tricycle. I packed the tricycle for 3 months. So from the time I wanted to buy the tricycle to the time I commissioned the tricycle, it took me 6 months. Then I started. I bought bread just about 200 Ghana cedis. My first working capital was around 200 Ghana cedis. I went to buy bread from other retailers. Then my wife would help with the selling. When I return from office, she goes home, I come, then I'll go in terms of I also started selling with my because I was wearing, as a bank manager, you wear suit jacket and all sorts of stuff. I had to put it somewhere, roll my how do you call it, my long sleeves. Okay, and I'm wearing my shoe. I just put my tie and my suit somewhere, and I stand by the roadside. I was by the roadside selling bread. Some of my colleagues, you see me, stuff, and people were making fun. Master, you do not break the shackles of poverty with flex or Master. It takes strong demand to break the shackle of poverty, because on the journey to break the shackles of poverty, that journey, that road will ask you and demand of you why. Because if you are not strong, you cannot break that shackle. I didn't care about what people were saying. I knew what I was working towards. One step at a time. We were selling the bread, one location. The same. When I come, I put my jacket somewhere. We're doing them gradually. After 3-4 months, the place began to move. The business began to move with one tricycle. The little money we were getting from that place, plus the small money I was getting from the office, I added it to it. We opened another location. Gradually, we employed our first worker. My wife was listening. Then gradually, it was profitable again. We opened our third location. Then our fourth location. Then our fifth location. Then our sixth location. And currently, we have 10 locations where we retail our bread. Then, like I said, because it's a journey, on that journey, it came to pass that we had to now open our own bakery. Our own bakery. And even with the bakery, we didn't have all the equipment. I bought one oven and some few utensils for baking. I didn't start the bakery by even renting a shop. I started the bakery in my house. Not in my house, I said the house I was renting. I started it from the house, from the compound, because now there was compound. I spoke to the landlady. The landlady said, okay, fine. So on that compound, I started the baking over there. You want to go and rent shop. You don't have the money for shop. And you are giving yourself all the reasons. But for me, I used what I had. I started on the compound because that was what I could afford. Now, as we were doing it, I told my wife that no, right now, I think we have gotten something small, so let's now go and rent a shop. And we rented a shop. We didn't have the machines for mixing the bread. We didn't have the machines for slicing the bread. So what do? Those who have machines that we take our bread to go and knead it over there. This is something we did for a while, for about 4, 5, 6 months. Then the time came, I said that now we have money to buy our own machines. And it has been like that. Now back to the initial point that I was communicating. So whilst the retailing of the bread was ongoing, I said to myself that, okay, this is how much I earn as a branch manager in this bank. Before I leave the bank, I wanted to be sure that the business can sustain me. So I wanted to have at least one and a half times what I receive. So let's say if I'm earning 10,000 Ghana cedis from that place, I wanted to be earning about 15,000 Ghana cedis from my business before I resigned. Let's say for that matter. So I was working on it, and because I had set that goal that I needed to be earning about 1.5, let's say 15,000 Ghana cedis from my business before I resigned, I was really working on it day and night with my wife. Then that time came. When the time came, I knew that the time has come for me to resign. And even with that, nobody supported me. The best they told me was, okay, why don't you do it hand in hand? But nevertheless, I took that decision. Because now I knew I am the vision carrier. I'm the one that was carrying the vision. I'm the one that was seeing what I wanted to do. And in life, when you do not take risk, you would never succeed. Master, you would never succeed. And that's what we say in our Kan dialect that Otifakwa, Otiwadeso. Master. But the risk I took, it was not an haphazard risk. It was a very calculated risk because now preparation had been done. The business that we started very small, we had grown the business to a place whereby it could sustain us. Mentally, we were disturbed because for the first time, I was not going to receive salary. For the first time, nobody was going to pay me. For the first time, our survival, especially as a breadwinner, was going to come from the business. But nevertheless, we proceed. And the last thing I want to add to this is, when I resigned, the first 3-4 months was very challenging for me. It was extremely challenging for me psychologically, mentally, not financially. Because trust me, the month that I resigned and I committed myself into my business, in that month, I made twice what I was making previously. So let's say I was making the 15,000 as I said. The month that I resigned, I made almost twice what I was making from the business before I resigned. But nevertheless, I was psychologically suffering. Why? Because I don't go to office again. I don't have to report to anyone. I wake up when I want to wake up. I'm terrified. So, fear came in. I'll do a video on that. I'll do a video on that particular experience. It takes about 3 to 4 months for you to transition. When you enter into your own business, you see that you would see that things financially are doing well, but psychologically you still not be doing well because your mind is now being reprogrammed. You are being reprogrammed. But after 3 to 4 months, that system of salary, employee, corporate space left my system. And watching back, I was said, why was I there? Why did I keep that long in the corporate space? Why? And it is a shackle that is very difficult to be broken. No one will break it for you because those that you are looking at, they also have the same shackle on their hands. They wish they could break that shackle. But they cannot. And if you expect them to help you, they cannot help themselves. I have broken that shackle from my hands. I'm free. I wake up when I want to wake up. I sleep when I want to sleep. I work very hard. I work twice as hard as I was working in the banking space, but I work according to how I want to work. So if you don't take anything from this video, take this. No one is going to support you in your decision to resign. Especially as a man, it's going to be a very major life transforming decision that you would make. It's something you should not take lightly. But it's something that when it's properly done, like I did for myself, you don't resign your job. You don't resign from office to start a business. You will fail. Probability of you failing is very high. You start it on the sideline alongside your business, because it will take time for your business to catch up. And whilst you are doing your main business, you are growing your side business. Then a time will come where your side business will even begin to earn you more than your main business. And in that process, you realize that main side business is even demanding more of your time and is having conflict with your corporate space. When that time comes, you yourself will know that the time has come for you to transition. So my friend, start that business. My advocacy to all those who are watching me is that the business you want to start it.